my name is Jana. I'm not in a forest. I usually live in a forest, but now I had to get out of there. More on that later. I've decided to do a little check-in because I'm working on a baby quilt that I'm hand quilting at the moment, and it's far from ready, and I don't want to start anything new until I'm done with it, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to finish. So I'm trying to focus on one project, and that's why I don't have a sewing video that I could show you, but I thought that maybe I'll do a little vlog, because I do things outside of sewing, and some of those things are crafty, some of those things are creative, and I thought that, well, maybe I'll take you along with me on this adventure. But yeah, things didn't quite go to plan, but I'm still attempting a vlog, and by vlog I mean that I'm going to sit here and talk, and after I'm going to put some footage of other things happening on the screen for you to watch while I talk. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a rough week. Maybe rough isn't a good word. Shit is a good word. The week was shit, and some of it has to do with the weather, some of it has to do with some news that I got recently, and it's just one thing after another piling up, and like cherry on top, my washing machine just broke. So overall, not a good thing, but the washing machine broken is the best news that I got this week. So I didn't really do a lot of the things that I was going to do, and elephant in the room is that I left the forest kind of unexpectedly. I just got some kind of cabin fever, and I just had to get out of there. I get this restlessness sometimes, and it did happen to me when I was younger. I think more often than it does now, but sometimes I can fix it with rearranging the furniture in the house. But my go-to method of fighting this state of restlessness, there's no better word, is by buying a train ticket or a plane ticket and going somewhere for several days. It's best if I'm allowed to leave the computer at home, but recently I don't have the funds, and I don't have the opportunities. Like, I have a tiny dog that's completely reliant on me being present, and actually, good news. A couple of weeks ago, I adopted a new dog, and now I'm a proud owner of 2 Chihuahuas instead of 1, because I'm working my way up to a pack of Chihuahuas. I think that's going to be great, but now I only have 2, and it's twice as fun as having 1. A new friend, her name is Muse. She's 4 years old, and she's a shy girl, but she's going to fit right in, because the only thing I know how to do well is to spoil the dogs. I have 35 years experience doing that. So here's what happened. I had to, because I got very restless, I had to do something, and I just felt like I need to go somewhere else. And I'm very lucky, and not everybody can do that, but we have this flat in Moscow, and we didn't live here because, well, we used to live here, but then I kind of moved to the forest, and then my mom moved to the forest, and it's the whole thing, and nobody is in here for the majority of the time, and we were going to rent it out. But it needs a little bit of redecoration before we can do that, and now I don't know what's going to happen, because it kind of feels nice to be here alone. but if we don't rent it out, it's a lot of money that we're not getting, and that's a problem. But for now, I think that I can take a break in here and do some work, do some soul searching, figure out where I am and what I need to do. And so, yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity that I have. But I had to get out. I had to change location just to clear my head. I've been here 3 days, I think, and the first day I just didn't do anything. And then I started to get myself back. I rediscovered my routine that I had when I lived here, and I started listening to music. I started getting up earlier, and I just feel better overall, even though the week is still shit. And yeah, one of the problems that I'm trying to solve is that I'm trying to build a business. And one of the things that I need to do whilst I'm building my business is to do a lot of writing, because I'm creating kind of a knowledge base to be able to share with my potential customers so that I can sell them some sewing tutorials. And in order to do that, I need to make sure that they know the basics. And I'm creating a base of those basics, so I need to write a lot of articles. And writing is hard, and for weeks I was unable to make myself do any writing, even though I have access to AI, and I think that AI can be a great help when it comes to structuring your thoughts and kind of bridging the gap between what's in my head and what's on the page. It just helps. I think that AI can be helpful, but even having access to AI, I wasn't able to do any writing while in the forest. And now I wrote a couple articles, and I feel really excited, and it feels a lot easier for some reason, even though I have all the same tools. And it really feels good that I'm kind of in control of what I'm doing, and I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm moving somewhere in a positive direction. Plan for the future is that I'm going to try vlogging. I have a couple small projects that I'm going to do. I have some things that are just going on, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going back to the forest for a day during the weekend, so it's not like you won't see it again. But yeah, it's just a weird time, and I thought that I'm going to share it. Actually, I'm excited about the future because I feel like I have some energy now. And the weather is once again warming up. We had a very interesting change in the weather. I think that it contributed greatly to my depressive episode that I had, and it's that we had a very long, just continuous streak of very cold weather, and several weeks. It usually doesn't last that long, like -20s, -15s, really cold weather. And we had it for a relatively long time, and then suddenly we had two very nice days. It was like around 0 degrees. Things started melting. I just felt great. I went to my potential sewing room, and it defrosted, and it was just nice to be there. And I thought, well, I can come back and do some work, and it's going to be great. And then it got cold again, and everything in me just died. And yeah, one of the reasons why I had to get out of there, like in the flat, it has obvious downsides. Like, I cannot just walk out of the house with a coffee in my pajamas, like, but I wouldn't be able to do that there because it's really cold, but it's like impossible in here. And I have upstairs neighbors, and it looks like half of the time they're doing some renovation work, and other half of the time they're having a party. Life in a city. But I can walk around the flat barefoot. I can open a window a little bit and it's not going to get terribly cold. And I can, take a bath every day if I want to. So there are upsides to being here. There are downsides. Like I cannot really walk the small dogs outside right now because, well, it's a little bit cold, and also they're using like salt. We're using some kind of chemical to melt the snow, and it's horrible for dogs' paws. And trying to make the little guy wear some boots is an impossible task. So it's not happening. Luckily, small dogs can just use a little pee pad and it's all good. And I don't have to go anywhere. And things are looking up, even though the week is shit. And the next week, I hope, is going to be better. And I'll make some progress and maybe show you some stuff. That's all I have for today. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you maybe in a week or something. I don't want to leave it for too long, but maybe the videos aren't going to be amazing. But if there's something that I learned last year is that, I don't have time to make a video is an excuse. Because it's possible to make daily videos if I really try. I just got lazy. And there's a balance. Like if you make videos every day, it gets very, very difficult. In about a week, like you can feel the pressure building up. But if you do a video a week, it gets easier. But when you do video every other week, it gets harder because you have to kind of get back onto the horse, so to speak. So yeah, maybe doing videos once a week is the way to go, even if they're not great. Maybe quality is just going to catch up someday. I'm not sure. I have a lot of new people. I think I've just lost them. But anyway, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing better than I do. And I'll see you when I'll see you, probably in about a week.